Oh shoot! I forgot to change the title. I will change the. I will edit the title later. Shoot! I just read. Usually I change the title before I should, but I change the title later. We're gonna be talking about Candace Owens and her getting fired off of Daily Wire. This is more or less was a big news yesterday, but I was working all day yesterday, so the only time I can really talk about it was today, and I found it as interest. Why am I interested? Like, if you don't know this, I've had like couple but thought pieces on Candace Owens before. Um, I have a love hate relationship with Candace Owens. I've always said when it comes to like the political shit, I think she's wrong on a lot of things. Um, but when it comes to like traditional family values and all that, um, I have no problems with her. I agree with her a lot on. She makes very good points, especially. Um, Now her love hate relationship with black culture, because I don't think not all of black culture is bad. I just think we the the bad shit about black culture gets put in the front all the fucking time, because I feel, because one, and I'm going to say this with my whole heart chest, black culture is American culture, or if it's American culture, is black culture. But either way, black culture is some of the reason why we have some of the shit we have now. And I will fucking die on that hill. Yes, this, you could say this it was taken by, this land was taken and raped and all the other stuff by the white man. And yes, even during slavery and all the other stuff, black people has prospered in this land. In my opinion, and I will stand on this land is as much as ours as it is theirs. It's just that, but I understand motherfuckers want to. I understand that my lineage goes back to Africa, mostly Panama, then Africa. I understand that as well. But but as a man that served this country, a man that spent years in the military, as a man that has spent all of his life in America, this land is much as mine as it is theirs. You're not going to take it. But enough of that. Why did Candace Owens get fired? And most people don't know. And this was more or less recent for me, because I thought her and Ben Shapiro was cool, but I guess the Israel Palestine thing. Now, I had personally have not talked about my thoughts or given my thoughts about Israel Palestine. One, because I don't have that much information and I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I'm not going to give my fucking opinion on something that I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And two, it's not that, and it's not that I don't care, because some real shit is going on in Israel Palestine. I just don't have an interest in it. I feel it because I on my podcast says I don't care about Palestine. Um, and like I didn't want to be all that wild and edgy, but I said as to clean it up as I should. I just don't have a big interest in what's going on over there. I really don't. I don't have a big in. Now I've done seen news of kids being hit with bombs and like kids being casualties of this whatever's going on in Israel Palestine. That is sad. It's like as far as that concerned, that is sad. And I'm gonna agree with Stump. It's just like people are dying over there that don't need to be killed. That's the one thing I will say that Trump. I think he said something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, but he's just like, there's people over there that are dying that don't need to be killed over there over whatever it is. He's like, because he was like, I want to stop that Israel Palestine thing. Now, again, I don't know much about Israel Palestine or anything that's going on over there. I don't, since I really don't have the energy to really look it up. I've asked, don't get me wrong, I've asked around. People gave me the answers. I talked about it on the podcast when it started, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as me personally, it hasn't really interested in me enough in what's. It hasn't really me interested enough to go in and see like what's really going on and what are the things behind it. So with that being said, if now I think Candace Owens, obviously it's her job to understand what's going on. I think Ben Shapiro has a wife that's on the Israeli side, and then and I think Candace Owens has some opposing opinions about that. This is what I've seen. I guess she has some opposing opinions of what Ben Shapiro has been saying and all that other stuff, and is really like really caused a rift between Ben Shapiro, who is the owner of or the founder of the Daily Wire, and Candace Owens, which they have been going back and forth. They've called each other unprofessional, and you had an emotional take, to things and all that other stuff. To which now that Candace Owens got fired. Now it's funny because I find this firing very ironic. Now I'm just going to focus on the firing, not really much, but like I said, because I don't have that much information on the Israel Palestine. But other than it's the same thing I said about Nick Cannon, is just like just don't mention Jews, don't mention Holocaust, don't mention Hitler. Which I will give my thoughts on St. John, but I might be actually no. Side note: Austin St. John, or the Red Ranger for the Power Ranger. You know better. Even though you did say that Hitler is a demon on steroids, just do not bring up Hitler, do not bring up Holocaust, do not bring up Jews, or in any sort of matter, because even if you talk good about them, they feel like you're speaking against them. That's what I noticed. I leave it alone. And that's my opinion. Like I've asked my questions. I've even done some think pieces on it, but when it comes to the Holocaust, the Jews, and all that other stuff, and even like mentioning Hitler, because Austin St. John, he wanted to put it on a Hitler quote on one of his apparels and all that stuff. Just don't do it. I can understand you doing like Genghis Khan or warriors and all that stuff, but people just don't like Hitler. All right, as soon as you mention Hitler, like people just like ugh, ugh. Like people, as soon as people see the Nazi flag, if you're not killing Nazis, people don't want to see it. Now that we got that out the way, it's the same way. It's just like now I understand this is her job. It's more than, and she's very honest about the people. But I find it ironic because she was actually, in my opinion, I think a lot of people are becoming a little bit more conservative now than they are liberal, and people, especially with Candace Owens and her views on not only Black culture but the horror epidemic that has been uh, um, pushed, or I guess the horror agenda that's been pushed by people with OnlyFans. She gives a big opinion about Sexy Red and Sukiana, and sometimes Lizzo, whenever she want to mention the obesity demic, fat people in America, she mentions Lizzo. But Candace Owens was getting a kind of buzz there where it's just like, hey, her time is like, she's really like getting somewhere. Like people was listening to her Candace Owens podcast. I think her podcast have over 1 million subscribers. There's Black people was just like, you know what, Candace Owens, I may not like you politically, but you're like, like people say like me, but you're, traditional family value. I kind of fucks with you on that. I just wish you wasn't such a shield for fucking or a tool for white men or a teacher's pet, because even with the traditional things, I think she's just the teacher's pet for the white man. She was getting a buzz. She was getting big. She was on her come up, and I think she was really, really, really on her fucking come up. And because I was seeing her more and more, and which I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because I know like FD Signifier had a short think piece about her being on the Joe Budden podcast, and he didn't like that because she just all she want to do is spit her rhetoric and like against people that probably he feels like don't debate her, wouldn't debate her well, and she would eat alive in a debate. Now the thing about Candace Owens in the debate, she has very talking points. I see her against Destiny too. I think she ate Destiny alive, and Destiny knows how to debate. I think that Destiny got her on one. I think he got her on one topic, but she kind of ate that man's lunch. I'm not gonna lie to you. In my opinion, I think she ate that man. And Destiny, that was out of debate. She really and really does. Which, by the way, I think I see him and Jordan Peterson. Now I'm kind of interested in that as well. But yeah, to me, it's just I think the firing was really ironic because she was bringing in viewers. She was bringing and like maybe this is one of those you never outshine the master because people going to her for Daily Wire shit, and now she might be the front page runner and all that stuff instead of Ben Shapiro, even though that's his network. And I guess the money, he chose his religion and religion over the money because like I said, you're seeing it now. She's fired. Uh, what do I think about Candace Owens? I think she's built enough fan base to where she can. I think she has her own YouTube channel, but she also doesn't have to be with the Daily Wire and all that other stuff. And I'm pretty sure she was getting paid good money, and now she can but she can eat off of YouTube now, and start her own shit if she really wanted to, have her own little crew. If not, go somewhere else. But like I said, you were seeing her everywhere, like everywhere. So it's now it's just what goes next because I think it was a bad. Me personally, I think it was a bad look on the Daily Wire end. It's just because it makes it seems like y'all can't have a different opinion about and come to mutual terms about how you feel about it, or at least especially on the Israel Palestine thing. I feel like it was and I think Ben Shapiro gave him an ultimatum. It was like either she goes or I go. It may not be talked about. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even be mentioned, but it's one of those either you go or I go, and that's I feel like that's why we got the firing. Also, and these are my thoughts. I have nothing to back these up on. This is just for the disclaimer. But yeah, Candace Owens was starting to get people's attention again without black shaming the black community and all that other stuff. Now, um, I didn't watch the Breakfast Club interview, but I'm pretty sure she had to answer the question about dating white men and you know, dating and marrying a white man because she is pregnant and had a child by a white man. And she's talking about the black community all the fucking time. Now, I have a problem with her talking about the black community all the fucking time is because you're not really in it. You're not. I was like, as soon as you, um, what's the word I'm looking for? As soon as you got married to that white man, you're in his club now. You're in his you're in his community now. Whether it's the white or black community, you're in his community. Now, like um you you're just gonna have to, eat that alive. Just being under shield of those HR markets, not HR markets, but the environment that you put yourself in. Because you talk about Israel Palestine. Now, and you're going to have to live with that because ain't nobody else going to do that for you. All right, questions, comments, and concerns. I just turned it to mediocre tutorials and reviews. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. I don't know why that was on my head, but that's all I have to say about that. Let me know in the comment section what did y'all think about her firing, and let me know how you feel about it. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I am out. Peace.